Hey, welcome back to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy.
I'm Tim.
I'm Rod.
And today we're taking a look at a game that was sent to us called Slaughterball. Now, this is a game that plays 2 to 4 people in roughly 30 minutes per player. So if you play the maximum, you're up to 2 hours. This comes with, well, we'll get into that, I guess, but it's Slaughterball Future Sports Mayhem for 2 to 4 players.
Cool.
Let's take a look and see what you get in this massive box. So this is what you're going to get in the box with Slaughterball. Rod, why don't you dive in and tell us about the components?
You'd almost think this is a fantasy flight game with all the pieces and everything. It's just got tons of pieces. It is
Trays of pieces.
Each faction just has, 15 guys? Is that what we got?
I didn't count them.
3, 6, 9, 12, 16, 15.
Yeah, there we are.
Hey!
You got 4 factions. You got tons of dice. You've got the individual players that are for the deluxe version. You've got the team cards, which are on this nice thick cardboard. The miniatures look great. They have all different types of factions like orcs, the cyborgs. Look how much stuff is there. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's awesome. I think that. Depending on the price, I would just think it's just well worth it. You just get a ton of stuff, and if you play this game, you end up playing it a lot. It's just there's so much stuff here. You can just go, and there's something new. I love it. I think it's cool.
All right, Tim, tell us about the rules. How hard or easy is it to learn Slaughterball?
So this is your basic instruction booklet, and this big thicker one is the exhibition and league rule book. It does add several different mechanics to the game, but for the basic learning the game here is just called a scrimmage, and it does a really good job of giving you the setup. It gives you pictures of how to set up the board, and it even takes you step by step of each little thing, but it gives you a picture first, like, hey, get everything in this position, and then step by step, this is how you're going to set up the board to make it look. And then the reference cards here give you a little setup thing as well, depending on which side of the board you're playing on, because one side's for 3 people and the other side's for 2 to 4 people, 2 or 4 people. So that's the instruction book. It's well put together. It's obvious that they put some time into organizing everything for you.
All right, so let's give you an idea of how the game plays so you can figure out if this is something that you want to purchase, okay? So each person is going to get their miniatures of their people, and then you set it up. Like Tim said, there's 2 sides to the board, a 2 and a 4 player or a 3 player version of the game. And so you'd flip the board, get it set up according to the rules. Pretty simple on how all that layout works. And then you've got 3 activation tokens. So on your turn, you're going to be able to pick a person that you want to activate, and then you'll throw this little power up button. It looks like power on button. Onslaught token, and put that on there. And so that would say that I'm going to activate that person this round. And so on your little player A cards, it tells you all of the available actions that you can do on your turn. And so you're able to do 2 of those with a person. They have to be different actions. They can't be the same action twice, but you can do 2 different actions on your turn. And so that could be something as simple as move and pick up the ball, or pick up the ball is free, but move and kick the ball, or it could be move and pass the ball. It could be move and attack this guy. It could be attack this guy and then move, all of those things. And so you're going to take your 2 actions and then go to the next person, take your 2 actions, next person 2 actions, and then that's the end of your turn, and then it goes around the table. And so everybody's taking their turns doing their 2 actions. And so at the beginning of the game, there's going to be, what do you call these?
Goals.
The goals, the goals. Because this is like it's a sports game, right? Yeah. Sports game, but you are fighting and slaughtering each other. And so you have to activate to open up one of these goals. And so there's actually a meat grinder area in the middle of Slaughterball.
Literally a meat grinder.
Literally a meat grinder. So if you fall down in that area, which you can get knocked down in the game, then you would get hurt and sent to the slaughter box, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So anyway, so you cross over this middle area with the ball, and then it's going to open up a goal, and then you're able to make your way to that goal and kick it in. So there's a couple ways you can score points, right? So you can score points by kicking the ball into the goal, and you're going to get a point for every distance that you are away from it. You can also get points by knocking people down. So if I knock down a guy, I beat him up, I knock him over, then I'm going to get a point for that. I'm trying to think how else you can score points in the game. Is that it?
That's it. Slaughtering and scoring.
Slaughtering and scoring. So the only other aspect of the game is cards that you're going to get. So every single round you're going to go up to your hand size, and these cards let you do all kinds of fun and mean things during the game, right? Ruthless things. So there's all kinds of things in the game that you can do where it might let you get an extra turn. It might let you
Call penalty.
Yeah, call a penalty.
Penalties are the big ones, yeah.
Yeah, penalty is a great one. So if somebody hits somebody that's down, which is the way that you can get them to the slaughter box, right? Then they're doing something illegal. You can call a penalty on them, and then that literally takes their person off the board. And the only way for them to get their guy out of the penalty box is to play a card, which they're going to have to draw from this stack of cards, and there's not that many. So sending somebody to the penalty box could be a huge thing. You can cause somebody to fumble the ball, so they can lose the ball right as they're about to kick it, and that's a card that you can play at any time.
Horrible card.
It's a horrible card. You've got cards that add to your dice roll, so there might be an accuracy roll, an agility roll, different things like that. And so it's just going to go back and forth between trying to get the ball and score it, or you could just play slaughter. And all you can do is just knock people down, and you can score points that way.
Yeah, so if the ball's on the other side of the field and you know you guys aren't going to get there, just pick somebody and then pick on them.
Right. Just pick on them.
So the game has a bunch of different aspects to it when you're talking about from just the individual games that you can play to the league play. And we were just talking about this earlier. If you have a group of guys who can get together a lot and play, you guys can start playing league games, and they've got the stats that are different. You can even draft players. Is that what it was?
Beef them up.
You beef them up.
Yeah, these Mavericks and stuff. They're special. You can actually purchase them and stuff.
So you can go through a whole season and that type of thing. That's a pretty neat aspect to the game.
And I do like the idea that you can play the game, like you can play Slaughterball or you can just slaughter.
Right.
Because, in my mind, all that I thought when it first started is soccer. Let's go get the ball, score in the goal. That's what I was thinking. So that was my goal, whereas the other people it was slaughter. So all they cared about was let me get my big guy over there and beat you down,
Right.
And so they were playing all these cards. One neat thing about drawing up to your hand side is you can discard any cards that you don't want and then draw up. So you're able to go through some cards. You're not stuck with these cards that don't do anything. At least for one round at a time, you could dump everything and get a whole set of cards that could do something new.
Which you need to do if you guy gets stuck in the slaughter box or something, and you don't have the card to get them out. So you just have to kind of.
Sure.
And I've played. I played Dreadball and I played Blood Bowl, and I've seen Chaos Ball played. That's all these games that are kind of similar in a way. And this one plays faster, I think, and does a little bit better job with the scoring than the other ones, because the other ones can get really monotonous and it's like. Especially in Blood Bowl with the knocking people down just to get your guy to the end, whatever and stuff, and that's all the points you ever get. And this one, the adding points to the slaughtering really helps this game move along, so that way you're not stuck, with this impossible situation and stuff. But of course, it gets towards the end where you start losing players and you just can't get them out of the slaughter box, and you're just watching your player just go away off the field. So that can also happen in one of these games.
There you go. Okay, so at the end of our reviews, we like to give a simple die rating. Should you buy it, play it, or hate it? Green means go buy this game and add it to your collection. White means maybe you wouldn't buy it, but you definitely play it. And then red means you wouldn't buy it and you wouldn't play it because you hate it. So we are going to get our die choice out. And
Rod's just
trying to figure out what to do here.
Just shake it up.
This is difficult. Okay, I'm going to do...
He's changing his mind and go. Oh! There we go. It's two greens and a white. So tell us why you gave it a green.
Okay, so I was walking the white side, and the reason I was walking the white side was because I do know that, I enjoyed the game, but I also know that the group didn't overall, I'm trying to say this correctly, is if I bought this game, I'm not sure when I'd ever get to play it. Other than Tim, because Tim enjoyed it. I know that
with all your kids, you don't think they'd be.
They weren't big fans of it.
Oh wow!
So, yeah, that's what's that's what surprised me. But
you gave it a green though, right?
But the way but I'll tell you the way I look at this game.
Oh, okay, the kids. Okay.
I look at this game like when I was in the service and stuff. Is I would get with a bunch of guys and we would just play the heck out of this game, and we would just do I mean, we would play every aspect of it and go through it over and over and over again. So this would have been a good game for me with that type of group.
For me, it really comes down to price point probably and replayability. You know, for me, I wouldn't. This is not a game that I personally would own. But if you said, "Hey, we're going to play this," I'd say, "Okay, let me get this person, and I hope I get the good cards to play." You know, and you would dive into it. So it's definitely not a green for me, but it's a white.
I think. I mean, this game is really nice in the fact that it's got all the pieces you need in the box.
Yeah.
You don't have to go out and collect another team if that's. Oh, I just saw blah blah blah, and I want to play them, so I gotta go collect them, and then I gotta go learn their stats, and then I gotta make a team out of that. All the teams are set up already for you, and then as you play, like if you want to get down and get meaty, you know, into all the extra tokens and the extra mechanics and stuff, you can get in there and you can have a whole league play where you guys are individualizing your teams, and it happens over the weeks of playing and stuff. And I think that's really nice. And I mean, if I had, like he said, like in the service, whatever, where there's just a bunch of group of guys that always together, this would be a great game to have.
And the one thing I think we never talked about was the board itself. The board's awesome. I mean,
so
it really is.
Too, and it's big.
I mean, it's give you two sides, used on both sides, and it's well done. So
and all these come assembled in their own thing.
Yeah, these are all one piece.
Yeah,
one solid.
That's a lot of miniatures to come already pre-assembled.
And they come in these great plastic cases, so none of them came bent. Right. They're all like of course, none of them really have like a lot of flimsy pieces on them, but they all look sturdy and like so. Play over time, I have no problems. The only issue I have is the little balls. They're so tiny.
You can lose them.
Yeah, you pick it up and
that's it right there. Can you see it? Can you see it? Okay.
You lost it.
All right, so that's our review of Slaughterball. Check it out on their website and see if this is a game that you'd like to buy. And we got a lot more reviews on our website, BoardGameCloset.com. And we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those. And as always,
support your local hobby shop.
Woo!